Hello children, I am Judy Anvit and today we are going to continue with our chapter integers. In last videos we had seen exercise 1.1 and before that we had an introductory video about integers. In this video we are going to continue with the integers. Now before we do that, let us have a quick recap about what we have studied so far. We had seen when two positive integers are added, we get an answer which is positive. When two integers with different signs are added, then we find the absolute values and their difference, and then we write the answer which carries the sign of the number which has bigger absolute value. And then when we subtracted a negative integer from a positive integer, what we did was actually we added the absolute values and gave the answer positive sign. Now based on these, our conclusion will be when plus is multiplied with a minus, that means something like this, plus and minus, when they are next to one another, your answer will always be minus, like here. When negative is multiplied with positive, your answer is always negative. And then when two negatives are multiplied, your answer will be positive. When two positives are multiplied, your answer will be positive again. Like here we have plus and b, which is already a positive number. When you have no sign, that means it carries a positive sign. So both of these will be plus, so that's why you're adding. And here minus and minus, see, they are having no sign in middle, that means they are being multiplied there. That is why minus and minus, when they are next to one another, your answer will be positive. Basically it is multiplication, though the sign is not shown there. Next, let's continue with the properties of addition and subtraction of integers. Now here first property that we are going to study is closure property. Now closure property, closure means the end point, the final answer that we get. What is the final answer? Is it an integer or not? That is what we are going to see in this property. Now our first part will be to solve these and see whether we get an integer as an answer or not. The first one is done for us. 17 plus 23, when you are adding two positive integers, you are getting positive integer as an answer. So that's why result is an integer. Positive or negative hardly matters here. Again, minus 10 plus 3. Different signs, find the absolute values. 10 and 3, their difference 7. Bigger absolute value 10 carrying minus sign. So answer is minus again. So what is this minus 7? Is it an integer? You will specify it there. Minus 75 plus 18, answer is negative 57. Now what is this minus 57? Is it an integer or not? You have to write it there. Alright. Similarly, minus 6, 0, minus 20, minus 45. If we see, they are all integers because they carry positive sign, they carry negative sign, and we also have a 0 there. All of them are nothing but integers. That is why all the result is an integer. Therefore, our conclusion when we come to it would be that whenever you are adding two positive integers or subtracting two positive integers, your answer will always be an integer. Similarly, here we are seeing the subtraction part. 7 minus 9, answer is minus 2 because they are two different signs carrying integer. One is positive, one is negative. So that's why we find the absolute value and subtract them because they are different signs. So 9 minus 7, you get 2, and because 9 is the bigger one, you put the answer as minus 2. Now is minus 2 an integer? Yes. So that again here 38, 6, minus 11, 49, 0 and minus 29. What are these? All these are integers. Because these are integers, our answer here will be the result is an integer. Therefore, addition as well as subtraction is closed for integers. Both of them, when you perform addition or subtraction on the integer, your answer is going to be an integer. No doubt about that. That is why our conclusion, addition and subtraction are closed for integers. See, integers are closed under addition, integers are closed under subtraction. That's our conclusion. Next property that we are going to study is commutativity. Commutative as in commuting, Commuting, go forth and come back. Go to certain place and coming back is commuting. Here in mathematical language, we are moving the terms from one place to another. See here, we have a rule here. If A and B are integers, then commutative law under addition is A plus B equals to B plus A. What did we do? We moved A to B's place and B to A's place here. Are they same? Let us verify them with some examples. Now here, are the following equal? -1 added to -2 and -2 added to -1. What are we going to get? -3 in both the places. So that's why they are equal. -3 and 2. 2 and -3. When they are added, what do we get as an answer? -1 here and -1 here. So again they are equal. -5 and 0. When you add, your answer will be -5. 0 and -5. When you add, your answer will again be -5. So again they are equal. That means the integers are commutative under addition. That would be our conclusion. Addition is commutative for integers. Next, let's check whether it's applicable for subtraction also. If A and B are integers, then A minus B equals to B minus A. Is that true? Of course, we can say that it's not, but still we have to verify. Now, how do we verify? We put the numbers and see whether it applies to it or not. 5 minus -3 is same as -3 minus 5. Is it so? No, because 5 minus -3 is 5 plus 3, answer you get as 8. Whereas -3 and -5 both are negative, so you are adding them and after addition, the bigger number's absolute value, that is bigger number sign, that is minus, will be carried by the answer. So it is -8. So positive 8 and negative 8, how can they be equal? Not applicable. That is why we can say that subtraction is not commutative for integers. Addition is commutative, but subtraction is not. You cannot change the place of integers when you are subtracting. Whereas in addition, you can add them in any order that you like. Next property that we are going to study is associative property. Associative as in making an association. Here we are going to see association as in brackets. Now brackets are what we do first in mathematics. That is why this movement of bracket is given as association. And here we are moving the bracket. Basically, see how it is written. If A, B, C are numbers, then associative law under addition is A plus in bracket B plus C. We are going to do this first, and then whatever the answer comes, we are going to add to A. That is what this means. Now what about the RHS? We are going to add A and B first, and then whatever the answer comes, we are going to add it to C. Now let's see if it works. Some examples. Consider -3, 1 and -7. These are our three numbers. This is our A, this is our B, this is our C. So -3 plus 1 plus -7. B and C are going to be added first. So plus 1 and -7. Different signs. So subtraction. Your answer 6. -7 has bigger absolute value. So answer carries minus sign. So -3 plus 6. Both are negative, so you are directly adding and giving the sign of minus. So your answer is -9. Now if we take A and B first, what happens? -3 plus 1 plus -7. Now do this first. Different signs, so subtraction, finding the difference and giving the answer, the sign of the number which carries the bigger absolute value. So -3 is the bigger one, so answer carries minus, and therefore -2 plus -7. Both are negatives and you are adding them. So you directly add and give the sign of minus. So it is -9. Here it is -9. Here it is -9. So it works for addition. And similarly it works for subtraction too. Next we are going to do is additive identity. Additive identity means an integer which is added to any integer but there is no change in the answer. That is additive identity. There is only one such number and that is 0. So here we have it written. A plus 0 equals to A, same as 0 plus A. 0 if you put in first place or second place, whenever you add any number with 0, your answer will remain the same. The identity of that number remains the same. That is why 0 is called the additive identity. Now here is work that you are going to do in your classwork. Fill in the blanks and write the answers. Alright, we can try it here, but then let's do it. Minus 8 plus 0. What happens when you add 0 to minus 8? Your answer will be minus 8 because 0 is additive identity. There is no change in the value of the number that is being added to 0. That is why the identity of that number is retained because it is added to the additive identity 0. 0 plus minus 8, again minus 8. 23 plus 0, minus 23. 0 plus minus 37, minus 37. 0 plus minus 59, minus 59. 0 plus what gives you minus 43? The same thing because 0 when you add 20, nothing really happens. Minus 61 plus what gives you minus 61? 0 because there is no change in the answer. That is why you are adding it with the additive identity. Now what added to 0 gives you 56? 56. Alright. That word, this one has to be written in your notebook.
That's all for now and have a good day.